Hello everybody, this is ManuS and welcome to another Eternal Draft video series. It has been quite some time since I recorded the last draft, but now that we have a second set and a different format, and also the fact that if you're following me on social media, that I have been doing a lot better in draft lately than in the past. Like for example, I made Draft Master from low silver, like reset from diamond, I think, because I didn't make master in June in draft, only diamond, because I just hardly drafted and focused on constructed. I made draft master with 8 drafts only, with I think 50% 7 win rate, which is pretty nice. And in the new format, 5 of those 8 drafts were in the new format, and I had 7 wins in 3 out of those 5 drafts in the new format. And this season I did 2 drafts so far and went 7 and 2 and 1. You can check the screenshot of the deck on Twitter or Facebook if you want. And yeah, now time for the 3rd draft. I just hit gold off of the last 7 win draft. Time to shoot for diamond or probably long-term master again this month. Alright, so let's get into the draft. Okay, so let me first say what how I like to draft in this format so far, at least, is that I usually don't go crazy with the colors. I usually just go 2 colors if I can, and if there's some obvious good splashes and I have fixing, I splash, but tendentially I just end up in 2 color decks. Most of my 7 win drafts have been 2 colors, and I think one has been 2 colors with splashing 2 or 3 cards with a lot of good fixing in time. So so far the 2 color thing has been going really well. I think one of my drafts was Horu, one was Argenport, one was Elysian, and another one was to Purify or something. Alright, let's take a look at that pack. I think it's fairly clear that Highwind Glider is the first pick here. Card is really good, can easily win the game on its own in the late game. No good removal or no good cheap single color card really. This card is terrible. Would be my force for my collection, but terrible in my collection as well, so point. The rings are okay-ish, but really slow, not a big fan. This one's probably a bit better than this, but the problem really is in Eternal, the board limit makes cards like this much worse. Magic, this would be a lot better, because you can basically generate infinite 1/1s, and taken enough time, the card will win you the game, because your board will be much bigger than your opponent's, and you can just offer strike. While in this game, eventually you both will have a full board of 12 units, and you have some board space locked up with crappy 1/1s, so it's not really that great. And yeah, the rest is just like solid to bad cards. This card has been pretty solid for me. Really like it. It's like already solid without the warp. The warp pretty good. And yeah, a bunch of filler stuff. This is solid 4-drop, and so on. But yeah, let's take this card. Alright. Next on, what do we have? In terms of cards that go well with this, basically have Tireless Stranger, and I guess potentially Adaptive Predator, but the other card's a bit so-so due to the Reckless forcing you to be on the offense, but it's at least pretty big, so a solid 7-drop. But it's already a pretty solid 3-drop, actually, if you have a bunch of good strangers. There's some decent time cards. Disciplined, I mean. Viper's Bite can actually be quite nice in the right decks, because it can potentially like kill some opposing unit and leave high health deadly unit. Bandit's pretty good in fire. This is a really nice Argenport card, but ultimately it's Argenport. I mean, the thing is, Highwind Glider being a 6-drop and single cost makes it very splashable. An Argenport deck. An Elysian deck. Actually, Elysian deck is probably the best home for it because it also has fixing. It's the good fixing of it. I guess Combre deck would be the other alternative. I don't like it in Skycrack. Skycrack is too aggressive. Doesn't really make sense to want something Highwind Glider. And Feln is kind of the same. So yeah. I like it in Combre, Elysian. Maybe Argenport, but not sure. Like Argenport probably should be fairly aggressive itself because it's relying a lot on weapons. My 7-win Argenport deck was fairly aggressive. I think I would probably just take the Tireless Stranger here, just because it's a pretty solid unit, and if we get some good strangers, we get some payoff there. It also be decent in a Combre shell. I mean, Record announced also pretty though. You know what, I'll take the Denouncer and just hedge my bets, cause not giving up a ton here by not taking. And I can see, especially with the Shadow removal, Argenport kind of being more slow value oriented if you want it or need it to be. So, in an initiation, much better than Predator's Instinct used to be in Limited because the +1 makes a big difference. But yeah, time would be a bit too ambitious I think at this point. This would be a decent fixer, but I think I just take Skywalk Instructor. Arts really gives you 2 flyers basically. It's a bit slow, but if your deck is defensive, great card that allows you to turn on. Alright, here I think we are kind of in a spot where we're going down the primal route. You have the choice between Storm Crasher and Sir. I think that easy Crasher. The alternative would be like Mortar for a potential splash, but once again we have a good non-splash card. This is a decent splash, not a great splash, and we have no fixing, and so I'd rather just sure. And here we have a one of the payoff cards for being Argenport, kind of like Awakened Student of Argenport if you so will. A bit worse, but not that much worse than Student. Icebow is kind of okay-ish. I think I'm just gonna take Talon. Decent at getting rid of some of the medium-sized flyers and stuff, some utility, and sometimes even 2 for 1. And it's like a solid 2-drop to answer an opposing 2-drop potentially. Alright, this pack is really dry for us. I think I'd take a Viper's Bite just in case we end up in Illusion after all, for example. Which is still possible. Not locked into Justice right now. I guess I kinda wanna lock up Justice here just because Sparring Partner is really nice. Railblaze is pretty meh. Ice Knuckle Jotun is bad. So I'll take Sparring Partner here. Here we have pretty bad picks. But yeah, I think Spiked Buckler is a bit better than Kopash. Take the Buckler. Don't have high hopes for it to make it into. It's not great, but might be something to fill out our curve when attacking in the air to some ground defense. Now we are pretty to hodl. The really late, nice late pickup with Skywalk Instructor, Sparring Partner already. Really take that one. Oh, that's a super late Sparring Partner, really good for our deck. Get rid of this. This is amazing. Great with our Highwind Glider. 5 power 5/5 alone is already pretty solid and limited. And yeah, the ultimately wins the game at some point. And it's a legendary, so what more can you ask for? Perfect. Alright. So here we could take a hatchling to splash, take a solid weapon, or a monument. Don't think we want. I think at this point would be inclined to take the monument hatchling, simply because Oru doesn't have good fixing, or is good but not that great if it's only splashed with bad fixing. And this is like solid gain with our flyers. So let's take the monument. This is a pack for us, basically seek or wisdom. And not sure how good wisdom is in our deck hold. I think I take the seek because it also allows us to potentially splash something. Wisdom is a bit dirty. I mean, people would argue that the format is slower now and that would make wisdom better, but I personally am not convinced that this is from my experiences. So, seek power. Alright, so this is a pretty weak pack. Basically take Ranger for potential Shadow Room, Full Splash, and carry the Announcer. Or we could just take another Monument, and I think another Monument is a nice pickup. Gives us flood protection and allows us to run comfortable amounts of power. While also making monsters. This is a sweet pack for us actually. Watchwing is nice, Sentry is better. Sentry. Serpent Trainer. Primal Premium card over Fire. This is quite empty pack. Kinda useless. Safe return. And yeah. Guess area is decent with our monsters, but unlikely to make it in the deck. That's a very late Serpent Trainer over an also pretty late Argenport Soldier, but happily take the Trainer. Rapid Shot. We Splash Shadow. Get. Right. It's really annoying how the cards come back after. Very frustrating. An option. Pressure and Adaptive. Not super impressed with this, like the 6-drop and it's kind of mass sized. 4/4 for 6, great. And like heavily cripple an opposing unit, which is nice. But I think Stormcrasher is just overall better. It's cheaper, it's versatile, good early, good late, just a nice card. Premium common. So here, take another Talon, which is not enticing. This is also really bad, but might be a necessary evil once you're into these colors, because you have very limited removal options, so I might just take Thassa's Meddling, even though I really hate the card. But I think you might need stuff like that. Ultimately. Yeah, I'll take it. Not happy about it, but take it. These two. Still. Spell Shield Architect, just very enticing here, like it's just not worth that much in our deck, I think. Take the switch. Give us some more power. Roosting Owl. Be nice for our deck, gives extra punch. Some solid drops before. Also another mentor for High Branch Sentry. Could take the Xenon instead of splashing it. Also not the great thing I'll think is overall pretty good. So yeah, I'll take the... So here we have the 2-drop that also fixes. Turns... I mean it's a 2-2 and ton of 4-drops. But ultimately, I don't have any relic weapons other than Talon yet, so super good there. I think I'll just take this. Give us a 2-drop and fixing. The Stranger over Talon and Kapash. I think here I'll probably take another Talon, causing flyers and stuff. Since we have like 3-2 already and stuff. Bad combat trick on flyers. Rest. I mean, we have our fair share of flyers. Talon Dive is kind of nice with our Serpent Trainers actually. So is Ice Bow. I think I would probably rather take Ice Bow. Interesting. Also the Talons are nice. Talon Dive. Talon Dive versus I think I like Ice Bow better because it also can kill something. Well, this is like a kind of limited combat trick with how many flyers? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'll take the Ice Bow. It's more flex. Not excited about this. Take it for now. Try to not play it. Skywalk Instructor seems decent. Over Oathkeep. Here we have Strength of Many, which is a decent trick. That might be an okay trick in the end as well. Alright, so here we have some options. Might be actually okay if I kinda like Gust, but I think to give Flying it. But I think I'm willing to pick up a Gust here, guys. Maybe like get a level. A lot of decks have like some targets anyway, and we are light on remove. Options. I think we want this, regarding being kind of light on. Very pack us. Mirror image, good call. Sparring part stuffs, trainers. Super impressed by this card usually. So situational. I mean the unit quality in our deck is quite good. I mean our unit quality is pretty high. I think I'll take it, just see if we end up playing it. This is what we wanted. for our gust and for everything else as well. Take a stranger, we probably not play. For free fixing, we're not gonna need. I mean, this is better than Spiked Buckler. Spiked Buckler is not a cheater. 23 drops to punch. At this point, so treasure guards also not really what we. Good time card to splash. Like if return. That doesn't really. Also, we already. I take this just in case we end up flashing some time card. Anyways. Again, there's nothing relevant to us. Then again, we have payoff. Yes, now I will take a fling. Levitate is a great pickup for our deck. Some random stuff, we're not gonna. Alright. That's our picks. Let's check it out. So yeah, we don't really time stuff that's splashing. Let's take a look at our deck. Power. Heavy on power. Way we have 17. It's maybe. So we need a card. I mean, this guy is on 4 to fence for us. What could be our last card? Copper House. Do we have that many? Maybe just play Winter the Storm. Aerial Ace, just like make 5 drops clunky. It's nice with the monument. That's about it. Well Shield Architect. Not very impressive, like I said. Very weak as a 3 drop. Don't want to splash for a 4 power 3/3 flyer. Buckler is an option. Great one. Not an option. You weather the storm. Some sense. Yeah, I guess let's try weather the storm. Wanna play the card, see how it feels. It's probably not great, but it's like it's cheap and might have enough like interesting applications. Alright, that's gonna be the deck we're rolling with. As usual, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Gonna split the games over 2 to 3 videos. Try to keep it 2 videos. And then we'll see how the deck does. Also, if you wanna support the channel and the content that I make, check out the donation link in the description down below, as well as my Twitch and social media links to follow my streams and my more frequent updates on social media. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, stay tuned for the first half of the games coming up in a moment.